Alright guys, there's the engine, it's all prepped. Hi Jesse. Alright guys, this is the engine, it's all prepped, ready to go. Spend a little time of doing harness and all the miscellaneous stuff. I got the exhaust manifold cover nice and shined up. Get the harness, the distributor, starter, all in there. The mount is ready to go. The back T brackets is ready. Okay. Some connector is all plugged in. This other stuff is needs to wait till the whole engine get dropped into the vehicle. The back end of the engine is all done up. The sensor, crank sensor, power steering sensor. This is my knock sensor. I just need to get a knock sensor screw into the block over there because that one broke. So this is ready to go. Let's go look at the vehicle. Okay, this is the vehicle. It's all nice and clean. Well, kinda cleaned. I got the fuel filter, brand new change up. It's better to do it now before later. I got all nice and cleaned. I took the bumper off because we're gonna push this in the garage. I'm gonna put rubber tire on this impact bar. We're gonna push it in, and we're gonna do the engine in the garage. So it's all ready to go. Let's get to it. And it goes like this, eh? Yeah. Like that. So see that stud in the mouth goes in. The mount's having a problem. Let's see. It's stuck now in the mount. Let's see. Just this funny looking mount here, that's why. Is it going to try it or... Oh! Right bar. Right. Right bar. Coming out. There. Okay. Bring it up. Up? Yeah. And then line the hole. Oh, what's that? Oh. Oh, nothing. Go ahead. Go you good there, Carl? Alright guys, after 45 minutes of struggling working on this engine, a friend, you can see a couple of my friends stopped by, helped me out. We're not gonna bolt this thing down because I'm gonna be working on the crank pulley down there. This needs to be loosened when I do that. Everything is good so far. We're just gonna have to kind of button up everything. Main thing is the engine mounts and bolts are all intact. Same thing with this. Everything all tightened. And then to the back, I'm gonna need to jack up the engine a little bit while I'm tightening that bolt in there. It's pinched down right now, so no problem with that. So you know, things like the clutch line needs to go, shifter cable needs to go in, a bunch of cables and wires needs to go in. There's lots of things that needs to go in. Heater, hoses needs to go, and then things at the back like heater hose, of course, knock sensors, and the connector needs to go, and the crank DDC connectors needs to plug in. Power steering lines sensor needs to plug in. Fuel, power and pressure and return. Throttle cable, you know, things like that. Hey, it's just a hassle, little things like that. It's not a big problem. It just takes time. And the main thing is the CV axle. Those one needs to take out the tire both side and the front and line it up, shove in the CV axle on both sides of the transmission, and especially on this driver's side there's that half shaft bracket that needs to bolt into the side of the block. 3 bolts. Alright guys, update to this build. I just got all carried away. I was just working on those connectors and hoses, vacuums, working on the AC right now. AC lines. Let's start from here, going all around to the driver's side to the passenger side. So AC is up. Alternator, power steering, everything is all bolted down. Polish the cover. This is really nice. Polish it out. Looks new. Newer than the rest of the parts on this vehicle. exhaust downpipe, it's bolted down, so that's good. And brackets on the battery, it's bolted down. The messy cables and wires for the battery is all rerouted, and everything is all in place. Got the half of the intake box all bolted down, everything, wires and stuff, and the messy job right down here. And let's get some good angle. The main engine harness, the 2 cables right there, all bolted down. What else? Oh yeah, the hoses for the EVAP emission. Those 2 going to the intake. There's another one right there going to the intake throttle body. And the heater hose, it's all bolted down. The main bolt for the mounts back there, it's not done yet. I'm working on them little other things than trying to bolt that thing down. Vacuum lines on the rail. The roll cable is all bolted down. Oh yeah, I don't want to skip this part right here. All the sensors, gauge, coolant, the VTEC solenoids and switch, and the distributor is all bolted down. EGR, coil, throttle position sensor. Back here, very much like the heater hose, and there's a solenoid down there that you need to connect the wire, the connector. Brake booster. Okay, let's go on the other side. The fuel line, make sure I have those 2 washers. Same thing down to the filter, 2 washers. The return line, make sure I have that connected. And another heater hose, make sure that's connected to the water pipe going across in the bottom. And what else needs to connect here? Crank sensor, make sure connected. The air intake temperature. What else is connected down there? Oh yeah, the power steering pressure sensor and the O2 sensor, make sure that thing's connected. That's about it. And then the last part that you work down there is make sure connected the crank knock sensor. The knock sensor is all connected, and the intermediate shaft and the 2 CV axles are connected, and of course the exhaust downpipe. So that's about it down there. And here you see the 1 bolt's missing because I dropped the engine a little bit, because I'm working on the crank pulleys, and the crank bolt, it's all bolted down, belts tight, both belts. So yeah, everything is all working good. Make sure to torque that down. I think it's like 200 something foot-pounds. So yeah, we're gonna have to put that bolt back in there and then tighten her up, and then the whole engine will bring up a little bit. It will raise up a little bit, and make sure put the fluid in here, power steering. That's all bolted down. Pressure, then adjust. No slack. Return line. all good. Now working on the AC. There's a connector that missing here. It's right there. Gonna have to put it back. And what else? Yeah, put the line back in there, and then start working on a couple things. And let's come up and see what's the update here. On the manual transmission, this is the drain, that's the fill right there. So make sure, take out the fill plug out first, loosen up before you loosen the drain. I have mentioned that because if the fill plug is seized and you drain it already, you are screwed. The only way to take that out is easy out, but that is when if you're working on an older vehicle that's everything is rusty, like this one. Everything is rust on this. So we're gonna fill her up